Hi everyone.
Hello, hello.
Nora's here. Thanks for joining us. I have my sister with me.
Unides esta vez.
We're excited. So I came over and we're just chatting here, and Nora's is like, so the cat is finally out the box?
Out of the hat.
Out of the hat. Those are those sayings that I'm really not good at.
And I think we owe it to you and to everybody who has been following our journey this far to kind of come clean, right?
Pretty much. It's been a secret that I've held on to for 9 months. And it sounds easier said than done when you live out loud. It's very difficult to kind of shy away from the changes that are happening because internal changes always occur, but then the physical always reflects that. So today,
hi Doris.
We're excited. I'm excited. It's like my baby. I've waited 9 months to share this beautiful gift with all of you. And today, my sister and I are just going to chat just the way that we do, because that's the way that we like to live.
And I'm going to try to keep it as clean as possible, as real and as clean as possible. But it is not. It's something that I hold true and very close to heart. The fact that she's been on this journey with me since month 2 of my personal journey, which started 5 years ago, and she's still going strong and she's still making changes, and things are still transforming, always for the best. So that's what I think we want to start with, because the truth is, this is not your transformation.
No, it's been an add-on. Do you know an onion, right? Once you start peeling the onion, I find that I was at a point when To Be Mindset came into my life in February where I hit that roadblock that I think many people...
In case somebody has not followed us since the beginning, from the first transformation when you started, once Elias was a brand new baby, you had lost how many pounds at that point?
Well, I was 215 pounds and I lost 60 pounds after I committed to Shailene Extreme, the program, support group, and Shakeology and all the fun stuff.
And then once Elias and everything happened, you kind of got into a routine.
Well, yeah, I started working out. Something that I didn't enjoy. I still don't. But I did it because it was part of the process.
That's why
we're opposites. She's a fitness guru. I'm a food lover. So I started the program and I released 60 pounds. But life happens to all of us. Back in February, I hit a plateau in my mindset.
And I think, what does that, because when you say a plateau in your mindset, I know when you hit a plateau in your weight loss, you basically are stuck. You're not losing, you're not gaining, you're basically maintaining. What does that mean for you in your mind? When you hit a plateau in your mind?
So I hope that you can relate with me.
I'm being devil's advocate, because she can get very deep, but I want her to be specific so that she can explain to you what she has gone through, because I think that's huge.
So the mental breakthroughs that occur in weight loss are tremendous, and we can talk about that all day long, but I'm not going to go there. I'm going to keep it to where we can understand each other, right? So my plateau was that I got stuck in negotiating the non-negotiables. What do I mean by that? So living a healthy lifestyle means exactly that. Eating well, eating according to your goals, working out. What happened to me was that I created a healthy lifestyle, but then weekends came along. My husband, I'm not sure if many of you know, but he works overnight and we spend weekends together. So that means more outings, more festivities, more events. And I found myself living a healthy lifestyle Monday to Friday. And then when he got home, we would splurge a little bit more. And I allowed myself that because I felt, you know what? I'm doing good. I deserve it. A wine here, a wine there, it adds up. And I also stopped weighing in because, strength comes in muscle and muscle weighs more. And I started feeling comfortable after losing 60 pounds. You become comfortable. I was a size 16 at one point to a size 6. The clothes were still fitting. snug, but they were so fitting, and I felt good. I'm like, I'm good here. I hit a plateau of, I'm good here. I'm Latina. Let's embrace the curves, which I still do.
So you got good at what you were good at, which
Absolutely.
is you are in control.
Oh, yes.
You're in control of your consistency. You're in control of your workouts, and you know what would get you to your desired weight loss. Like,
we are creatures of habits. I created that habit on weekends because I knew what happens on Monday.
Monday through Thursday, you stuck through your Shakeology.
Always my Shakeology, even on weekends.
Your
That's
workouts,
my life.
would you say your workouts increased a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. I would go on doubles on weekends because, hey, I wanted to outwork my diet, the fork, and total fail.
I think I really admire that about you because you admit to the fact that what you were doing was not really benefiting you. It was actually self-sabotaging your hard work.
Yep.
And I remember us having discussions on, I don't think it works for me anymore. I think
my metabolism is just stuck. I have a slow metabolism. I started feeding myself lies because
my thyroid is wrong.
Something's up. I'm just tired. I'm exhausted. It's just not working out.
I'm hormonal.
I'm lifting too heavy because I was a lifter. I like my weights. I started with Shailene Extreme, which is something that focuses on strength training, and that's my love. I'm not a cardio freak. Never been. So I was weighing a little, the weights weighed a lot.
So then To Be Mindset comes into play and you are invited. So for those of you who don't know how this happens.
That whole process, I have to really go into snippets with it because I actually had to go audition.
Yeah, like if you're going to be part of a show, you had to be selected, you had to be tested.
It was pretty much an interview where I went in and I auditioned. And one of the reasons why I went was because I felt at that point where I needed to do something and something needed to happen ASAP because I was over feeling stuck in that position because yes, I was comfortable in that size 6, but I know something was up, that I was already, when you know that something has to shift.
And maybe for you, it didn't mean a size because I know you personally, and I know that for you, it
I'm
wasn't
all about
a number
how I feel.
Or a size. It was really how you were feeling.
And it doesn't really matter how you look in the outside. It's how you feel inside. For me, that's number one. And I can't fake health. I can't fake happiness. And for me, one of the reasons why I said yes now 5 years in March is because my health, my mental...
Guys, if you have any questions, you can plop them in the comment section below. I'm going to be looking into them and asking her those questions. So feel free. I love to push her buttons.
She sure does.
So you got chosen to be part of this To Be Mindset, which is to be kept a secret, right? Not to be shared with anyone. Confidential. You signed it off, and you're still under
still under a contract, so I really can't,
disclose a few things. But she's still, it was announced that the program will be officially launched in spring 2018. So there are still things that you can actually share about that. So now you go into this To Be Mindset.
Going all in, not knowing what to expect, a control freak in remission. I'm a work in progress. So being an E-type personality, I've been in control now. Before To Be Mindset, I knew the program. I knew what I needed to,
You knew what foods to kind of go to.
I knew all of it,
sure
right?
That you
I became an expert in my own way. And then now I commit to Be Mindset, a complete revolutionary program that's going to change the world, by the way. I'm really excited about it because it changed me. Literally, I broke up with my emotional connection with food. And for me to say that today with conviction and with my whole heart, I know for a fact that it's going to change not only you, but everyone around you.
So let me dig a little bit deeper onto what that means to break up with your emotional connection to food. And I want to be specific. And I want you to go to the day, well, not the day, but I want you to go to about at the end of March. Your birthday is in April. And usually that's when we start to think about what's going to happen for the month of April. What are we gonna do?
Birthdays are big for me.
We had birthday, and we also had our trip to Punta
Dominican Republic. So vacations are also involved in my To Be Mindset test group and the whole ordeal with that. Now that's when the breakup occurred. So you know when you say yes to something, and To Be Mindset, I was so good the first month, February, I was like, yes, I'm gonna be a good student. Then March came, I started shedding weight. I'm like, all right, I feel good, right? And then April came, and I'm like, now what? I needed to realize that that birthday was gonna be different, and it hurt. And that was a breaking point for me, because as I reflect back now, when my family started asking me, because I am big on birthdays and I like to celebrate, I like, you know, the cake situation where we're gonna go eat. Food lover by nature, I've always loved food. But that April, I didn't want to celebrate. And when Neves asked me, so where are we going? I said, it's pointless. I just don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere. I'll just stay home and I'll be with the kids. I'll be with the fam. I'm good.
But she almost said that with a depressed,
life is over. How is it that I can't celebrate my birthday? And I need you to understand the emotional connection with food is, for me, is sadness equaled food. Happiness equaled food. Everything involves food, right? And for me, it was like, if I can't have certain things, then it's not worth for me having. And why do I not have a free opportunity? Like, I needed an end date. And this is something that To Be Mindset has freed me from. Mm-hmm. Like, I literally no longer have an end date to any of this.
So we were thinking of going to an Italian restaurant, and she's like, I would not step foot in an Italian restaurant because
I was Italian in my past life.
I'm not gonna put myself through it. And I said, Norris, but food is food, and you're gonna enjoy it with your kids. And she needed a moment to come to terms with the idea that we were gonna go to an Italian restaurant to celebrate her birthday, and she wasn't going to stuff her face with pasta and Parmesan cheese and Parmesan chicken. Yours is shrimp Parmesan. And bread.
And tiramisu. And I need you to understand that To Be Mindset, you are able to eat all of that, but while you're in the process of weight loss, you need to commit to the meal plan.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever is part of your meal committed to that contract. So I need to follow things so I can show you the results that it can happen. So I had to go in there knowing that, you know what, this time is going to be different. This time I'm going to prepare my outfit. I'm not going to look so much for the scenery of the menu. I'm going to now enjoy conversations. I'm going to smile more. I'm going to be more present. And for me, that's the breakup that happened with food. For me, the center of my life before To Be Mindset was food. Before I would go out, where are we going to go eat? What am I going to eat? And I would check out the menu. It's funny because in my old position, I used to be the lunch coordinator. Yes, I oversaw a whole department and the production of all that, but I was a lunch coordinator because food for me has always been it.
So you get to that place where you're no longer using food as your crutch. You have to basically face the reality.
I have to be in the raw.
And that's where I want you to go to.
And that's peeling the onion, and the onion where a lot of people don't get to, because once you detach yourself from something that you love so much, and then you're out in the open, you feel vulnerable, you feel a little bit uneasy because it's new territory. And when you're in new territory, you really now need to dig within and see what's really happening.
I think that's very powerful, because when you get to that point where it's uncomfortable and now it's either do or turn around. It's either, yes, I'm going to go to the Italian restaurant and celebrate my birthday with or without pasta, because I am more than the food I eat.
Correct.
Or I choose to chicken out and allow the feeling of, I'm all right, I'll just figure it out later. And let yourself be controlled by that motion and just be comfortable. That takes courage, because she had to face some giants that helped you. It's hard to help you to identify the things that we hold close to us that can be so controlling in our lives. Like, I know alcohol is one that people use as an escape.
I used it
to not face the lack of forgiveness, to not face the inability to, I guess, forgive yourself or to love yourself for who you really are without.
I think it's the sugarcoating of things, and I find that I know a lot of people use things as crutches. For me, a specific group would be that. I know that when it came to alcohol, there's people that can't dance if they don't have a shot of a liquor or a drink. They don't feel that they can have a good time if they don't have a drink in hand. And sometimes it's just out of habit. So it's cutting those things that are keeping you captive and that are not allowing you to get to the next level. And that's how I felt in April. I already reached that point where I felt comfortable. I released the pounds that I gained after, the 60 pounds, because I did gain a couple in between there and I was feeling uncomfortable. I lost it, so I was feeling back at it again when I finished my first transformation. And then I'm like, oh, I'm comfortable now. This is new territory. I was getting to size 4 and releasing weight that I wasn't used to seeing on that scale. And
I'm trying to see the questions.
And that's difficult. I know, I'm trying to see some questions. Feel free to ask. So it's just getting yourself to that next level and allowing yourself to break out of those habits that have left you where you are now. And one thing I have to say is that stressful eating is never okay. Emotional eating is never okay, because the food is not resolving an issue. You're just creating a new one, and the problem is still going to be there.
That's powerful. You're creating a new issue by feeding your emotions, because you're actually getting into a second bigger problem.
And then it becomes your personal issue, because the external issues are always going to be there. Stress has not left my house. Stress has not left my life. Stress has still surrounded me. You still
are a busy person, aren't you?
I am still a mom of 2.
You still
two kids that are actually, dealing with their own emotions. I'm a wife. I travel. I come from a very large family, and events happen every other day. There's weddings, baby showers still happening. Life is still happening.
And you just have to learn to use what you have and still enjoy yourself. Have you stopped
living? No. I'm actually living more now than before. And I feel good knowing that, yes, I reached my goal, and it hasn't stopped. So the 29 pounds that you've seen, I've already reached that goal a few months ago, and I'm just right now maintaining. Now I'm lengthening and strengthening, and I'm continue to live.
So what you're saying to me is,
but no longer with the thought behind, like,
food is your...
When am I going to be able to cheat? I no longer cheat. That's not part of my vocabulary. I cannot love anything that harms me. Whenever I choose to treat myself, then I'll do that. But I will no longer be captive on a freaking piece of cake. Like, that cake cannot control me. That slice of pizza cannot control me. I control it. That's the mindset shift that has occurred, and that's the breakup that I am so...
And it's almost like you've let go.
I let go of it. It hurt. Oh, because it's hard.
It hurts.
Because it's new. It's crazy. Hi, guys.
And I think, part of the biggest issue of this is making it your lifelong journey. And I know that most of our programs are designed in a way that you have either a 21-day cycle, you have a 30-day cycle, you have
60,
a 60-day
90,
cycle.
The one that we first did. It was 90 days, and that's what happened to me in April. It was 90 days, and I was like, all right, then,
I'm done.
Now I'm done.
You're waiting for that email from the test group.
And I even had an argument with her, because we were in the kitchen that day. I can so really remember. And I'm like, when you did Court de Force test group, it was 90 days, and that's it. You submitted your pictures, and you were done. I'm still going at this with no, notice of when this is going to come out.
It's almost as if she
I still don't know.
Upset with me because she wasn't allowed to have a break or have a cheat. And that's where you have to educate yourself and empower yourself with knowledge, so that you can understand what is really happening. I think as coaches, one of the things that we have learned, not only in working with ourselves and working in improving our lives, is the piece that comes from accountability and doing things in a group setting. Having the support
I couldn't have done this without the support team behind this.
And that's what I want you to go into.
And the community.
And I think it's important to like...
And I had to let go of my ego, because a lot of us hold on to that. Oh, I got this. No, you don't. That's why God created community. That's why God created sisters and brothers and other people that have similar stories. But there were things that you can connect with.
There were things that I couldn't help you with. There were things, when you think about what level of accountability, what level of support did you need or require during this season of your life in order for you to see it through, like at certain points?
Oh, I definitely needed the leadership of the nutritionist. Absolutely, because she gave me facts, and God knew exactly what he did by placing me in 2B mindset. I'm the type of individual, even when I started my journey, my sister needed to show me in person that this worked.
Yeah, philosophies don't work.
Philosophies for me don't work. I'm not the person to believe everything I hear. I needed to see to believe, and that's the reason why I joined the group initially, because of her results. I saw her 18 pounds drop. I said, I want in. Whatever you're doing, I don't care. Here's my credit card. With 2B mindset, I believed it. I believed in the program because it was a registered dietitian. I messed up her.
Ilana. She's a registered dietitian.
She's a dietitian. She works in UCLA, and she has a story of her own. She lost 100 pounds
herself. So she's speaking from experience.
So she's speaking from experience. So I was in. And whatever she says to this day, I follow. Because she comes with it, with facts and what it is.
She is a registered dietitian nutritionist.
There you go.
And she is also, she practices this privately.
She walks the walk.
UCLA.
And she lives it, So that's how I've been able to be.
So that was one level of support you needed.
Oh, I needed her, and I still.
And then I want you to talk about the actual group setting, because I think when I heard you speak about this program, one of the things that empowered you most was looking at other people's journey and identifying.
And this group is compiled by so many different people, different age groups, different nationalities. So genders. So this is it's specifically for everybody. It doesn't have to fit into this small little box.
Exactly. So it's not a one size fits all type of program. It is one that is literally geared towards others. And I know that there were things that kind of, I guess, backfired on your whole theme of my metabolism is just done, or I have thyroid issues, or I think it's
Latina, it's in my genes, so always,
I think I'm just getting older.
I'm good.
So what is one thing that you learned that kind of counteracted that lie that you were telling yourself?
My biggest breakthrough was that it was mindset and how I looked at food. It was that connection of feeding my emotions and not really feeding my physical hunger.
Ooh. So I love that. Because you were really hungry.
Sometimes you do things out of habit. And I had to break through a lot of those small little habits that I was still trickling down from my past.
That's awesome.
I don't know if you guys have any questions, but I'm really excited that 2B Mindset is coming up. I still don't know the release date. I do know that it's coming out in 2018, but I'm just excited that I can actually share. And it's a breakthrough program. It's something that's going to help not only you, but those around you. I find that this program can be done anywhere. I've been on vacation, as I've stated before, to Dominican Republic. I've celebrated birthdays, I've celebrated holidays, and I'm still continuing on this road. I am still a food lover. If you follow my journey, you know that food is part of my life. I still clap when I cook. I still dance when I get my plate because I love food. And that's what 2B Mindset continues to remind me, that loving food is not the issue. It's how you cope with food that is the issue.
So I have a question for you. Miguelina states that she still can't let go on things. She still can't let go, I guess, of certain foods or certain things that you do? Or is it that you're reverting back to your old ways? What is it that you still can't let go of?
Are you still with us? As far as things that you can't let go, for me, I think, and I'll just stick to April because April was a huge month for me.
Call it the turning point.
It was the turning point for me.
Thank you, Inez, because Inez is watching here with us.
Hi, babe.
And he's one that I want to personally interview because she had a transformation and we were there as her, rooting for her and supporting her throughout. But I think if anybody went through this whole journey from day one with her,
and he still
has
been my number one supporter, and I am blessed to have him as my support system, my husband, my best friend, my everything. Okay, I'm not gonna go there. I was at April 3 months.
So how do you let go of certain things?
You gotta be real with you and know why is it that you're falling back into the same trap, the trap that you're trying to get out of. Sometimes when you're trying to break up, even with a person or with food, you tend to always go back to what feels comfortable. And what's comfortable is, I'll just have this and I'll start tomorrow. I am only human. Work. It's only one day. And that's when you need to stop it and say, wait a minute, I've been down this road already. I need to now create a new system, a new habit that will allow me to be more in control. That later on you can do it, but there's gonna have to come a point where you make a decision that for a certain amount of time, you're gonna have to just say no. And every no is like a rep. And this is where the physical part of it comes. It's so easy to work out, and I'm not, saying or negotiating the working out piece because it's important. We need to work out. The endorphins that are released when you work out are very important for your mood, your energy, your heart, your vitality. It's important. It's part of your daily life, and it should be incorporated. But it's not everything. And I find that the physical, a lot of people that are into their physiques and the six packs, that's why I've never been into it, is because you can be this whole macho person or, gun show, but if your body inside, your vitals are not being fed accordingly, your mind is going to be foggy.
Oh, I like that. And that's most likely why you can't stick to it, because you're not thinking clearly.
Correct. So you're leading your life with your emotions. You're not leading it from a point of clarity.
Okay, so Miguelina says, I'm good during the week, and then the weekend comes and I go back to my bad habits. So the same cycle
happened to me, and it happens, and you feel that, all right, it's the weekend, I'm able, and it's the whole 80-20 thing. And for me, it should be 100% always in control. And until you don't break up.
I think it's also a sense of
entitlement. We have a sense of entitlement, and it's something but that's another topic.
That's a whole different topic.
That's just another topic because that one hurt me, and it's true. We have the sense of entitlement of I deserve it, I earned it, and I had it, and I only share it because I had it, Miguelina.
But then you only
I earned it because I did a double, so let me have that.
But then you end up in the same cycle because you only feel like you earned it.
So you lose the 2 pounds to gain the 3 pounds during the weekend, and then on Monday you do the 3-day cleanse, and then Wednesday, Thursday you're good, and then Friday you're back at it again.
So here's where I'm going at it. You're only, it's almost like a facade. You're only feeling like you deserve it on Sunday night, but then Monday you feel guilt.
Because Monday's a new start of the week, and that's how we're.
So then you have to stop and think: do I want to continue feeling guilty? I mean,
and you know what's funny, Miguelina, and it's something that I needed to be clear on.
And we're speaking to you, Miguelina, because you asked the question. And
anyone watching, but let's say your body does not know the difference from a Monday to a Saturday. Your body still needs the same adequate nutrition every single day. It is in our emotion and our mindset that we need to kind of connect.
We need to revert, and I think you did that. And this is what I watched.
I'm usually more legit on my weekends now than ever before because I feel more like, okay, oh no, I'm doing this.
So one thing that I noticed that she did was, in order for her to basically hack into the old habit and to break it, was she started meal prepping things and foods that she looked forward to eating over the weekend. Things that she was excited about preparing for herself and the whole family. So she prepared her meals in advance so that if she was going to go out with the family, she would bring her food with her so that she wouldn't be tempted to have whatever other people were having, because she needed to follow the nutrition plan she was given. And later on, we'll be able to give you more details on that. Right now, we can't. So we'll just stick to that.
The
so
point is,
prepare ahead of time.
Prepare ahead of time. Any other? Oh, wow. John, how are you? Junior high.
So humans are the only species on Earth that eat via emotion instead of for survival. Acknowledging that and applying it to life, understanding you don't have to eliminate the food you like is a big problem. Many people, especially here in the States, have. Absolutely. So and I think that brings us back to the big problem that we're having in obesity. We feel like there's this big thing right now about feeding our children the right way and setting the example for them. And we'll get into that later, but this journey of 2B mindset not only impacted Norris, but it impacted me, it impacted my parents, it impacted her children, and it impacted everyone that was around her. Why?
That's the beauty of one choice, and it trickles down to those you love most. And sometimes we want to change the world and we hope to see a difference in the world, and we fail to see that we are
the difference.
We are the difference.
We are the difference makers.
We are the difference makers, and one decision
can trickle down for us.
We're looking for a name if you don't. In any case, so yes, that was my breakup point. Like, breakups are hard, but I'll tell you something. You need to let go of those things that are weighing you down. And to be honest with you, if you're not in a place right now where you are in a clarity state, where you don't feel energized, where you don't feel proud of your choices or your decisions, or your reflection on that mirror is not what you wish to see, chances are you're feeding into something that is not leading you anywhere. And you need to be real with yourself. And if you're not real with you, then no one else can. And you can't expect someone else to bring you out of that. I fought myself out of a very dark hole. And that hole had a lot of different layers. And my journey, these 5 years, have not been easy. I say 5 years like I'm already 2018, but it's been 4 years. And I've never gotten to understand me better than I have
right now. And if I may say so, Norris battled, I think the seasonal depression that comes at the switch from summer to autumn. And this has been the first year where I noticed that she didn't crumble herself into the hole. She didn't dig herself in.
Praise be to God. And one thing is for sure, that was a different topic, but I'll just end it with this. This November, I celebrate 1 year where it all began, because sometimes we're praying, sometimes we're looking for things, and God reveals a lot. Last year at this time, we were in a retreat, a spiritual retreat, my sister and I. El cambio es inevitable. Change is inevitable.
Inevitable. Metamorphosis.
The butterfly, that in itself is another topic. But in that retreat, I needed to forgive. Not because I did something. I had to release. And when you forgive, you break that onion.
A different level deep.
That's a different level. But forgiveness is the root of all evil. And it keeps you hostage in your own body. Not just because you're carrying. The point is,
we are going to come back with that topic.
There's a lot of other topics. The point is that a year from that, I've been able to I peeled the onion, and now I've been able to
keep moving forward in a freedom state.
And that's why I broke through from the depression. You never know where things come from. And once you say it, it no longer has power over you.
So here's what we're doing, guys. We're literally opening up our community of support to you. Norris and I basically are linked. As you know, we are right now we're working on the development of a virtual community where you can be part of it and learn from us and apply what we help you and teach you, and you can teach it forward to your friends, to your family as well. Because the goal is not for us to be healthy. the goal is for all of us to be healthy. And if we can accomplish that one life at a time, I think we can go to our God one day and be like, at least we put our talents and what you gave to us to good use.
Yes.
So thank you so much for watching. We will come back because there's a few different topics that we will be touching upon.
As you can tell, there's a lot of things that we want to share because why not?
But we appreciate you, and we appreciate you supporting us on this journey. We appreciate you sharing what we share with you with others.
Pay it forward. You never know whose life you can touch.
And be blessed. So don't forget to be a blessing
to someone else.
Love you.
We love you. Bye.